Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, Sunday, we got headlines about the Philae probe comet lander, a story we hadn't heard about since November 12th, 2014. Truth Seeker, I'm a little bit nervous to cover this story because when I covered this, I got the most recognition from other websites out there that I'd ever gotten before. I had people making fun of me, calling me a conspiracy kook. But beyond that, what happened is my home got robbed 3 days later, and I lost all my life savings. I lost all my valuables, and I'm still in recovery mode from that. And I've told a story about that in my neighbor's connection. Since then, a bunch of other things have happened. I've just become real suspicious about who's got eyes on me. And I almost wonder if doing this story, was the straw that broke the camel's back for whoever's got eyes on me. I'm not entirely convinced that my robbery was unrelated to the work I'm doing here. So that warning aside, let's get into it. I'm a glutton for punishment. So recall, the comet lander is called Philae, and the bullshit story is that a kid named it. The kid won the contest with this name. But just think about it. It kind of reminds you of Philly or Philadelphia, which is what I thought from the beginning. And since then, we've gotten the Philadelphia train crash story, the Pope's coming to Philadelphia. There's more, Truth Seeker. But anyway, all sorts of headlines yesterday said wakes up. Wakes up is a word with Pythagorean gematria of 24, S exception 33. Philae in simple English gematria is 51, and wakes up in simple English gematria is 96. I just want to point out that the word Freemason, Freemasons run our media and a whole lot more, has a Pythagorean gematria of 42, S exception 51, simple English gematria of 96, like the numbers you see up here. Of course, Scottish Rite Freemasons have a highest degree of 33. So check this out, Truth Seeker. From the date of the comet landing to the date of Lupercalia was a span of 93 days. 93 days, Truth Seeker. And the reason I'm measuring that is because I'm starting to realize that all the media stories we're being bombarded with, the Andreas Lubitz plane crash, Germanwings in the Alps, the Philadelphia train crash, the Triple Crown, the NBA Finals, and more are all definitely being measured from this date of Lupercalia. So here, I suspect that there's also a connection to Lupercalia. The first headline we got, Truth Seeker, yesterday from CNN was this: Lost Comet Lander Awakes. After 7 months in hibernation, space probe Philae sends hello. And what I want you to notice is that Lost Comet Lander Awakes sums to 93 Pythagorean gematria with the S except. Just like how we just measured from Lupercalia. So here's this number popping up again, 93. In Philadelphia, where the train crashed, it was Michael Anthony Nutter, the 98th mayor, whose name sums to 93, who was the chief spokesperson. When he was on TV, he was continually wearing this shirt that said Clinton Enterprises. Clinton is a 33 word. But also, Truth Seeker, notice how they hyphenated the word hello. I want to remind you that the Pope is visiting Philadelphia this year. The word hello has a simple English gematria of 52, just like Pope. And if you're someone who watches my videos, you know that coming out of the Super Bowl, I said watch for the number 52 and all stories this year. And we've seen a whole lot of 52. The Pope might be the pinnacle of what that 52 is about. CNN later changed their caption to Lost Comet Lander Phones Home, reminding us of E.T., the Steven Spielberg movie. The name Spielberg equals 93. On a side note, Truth Seeker, the movie Jurassic Park opened June 12th, 2015, a date with 33 numerology. It said this weekend it set a record $511 million. The word Saturn equals $511 million in Jewish gematria. And in simple English gematria, it equals 93, like Spielberg, like the man who directed the movie. Little side note. Anyhow, right here, Lost Comet Lander Phones Home sums to 114. 114, we're in the time of the 114th Congress. Remember, the 114th Congress cut Amtrak funding the day after the Amtrak crash. It's all part of the scripting, Truth Seeker. This is how they fuck with us as a society. They're going to cut money for safety spending the day after a crash. It's because it's all predetermined, it's all rigged, and it's all about a psychological mind fuck for the American people. Also, with S exceptions, it sums to 132. I will remind you that 132 is 33 times 4. Also, May 12th, the date of the train crash, is the 132nd day of the year. And a little side note, May 12th, if you write it out and sum it in simple English gematria, it sums to 133. In leap years, it's the 133rd day of the year. How about that? Yesterday, when they broke the story, CNN loves to do this, Truth Seeker. They'll say that their story's been up for this many minutes, and then it'll just sit there for an hour. It will have been up there. It'll say 33 minutes for over an hour. And then maybe after an hour, it says 42 minutes. And then maybe 51. And then they reset it and they put 33 again. CNN does this shit all the time. And remember that Philae sums to 33. And everything about CNN is 33. Robert Turner III founded the station, known as Ted Turner. Robert equals 33. Turner equals 33. His life number sums to 33. CNN's located in Georgia, the 33rd parallel. Georgia's the 4th state, the only with a gematria of 44. Ted Turner sums to 44. CNN is channel 44 nationally on Comcast. Yeah. Anyway, CNN, all about the numbers, just like the rest of our news. CNN might as well just be called CIA Direct. Also, from their first story, notice it says, "It's alive, it's alive." And they said it responded June 13th, 2015. Notice "It's alive" has a gematria of 34, just like the date of the response. And with regards to the number 34, it's a number of significance too. It's the 9th Fibonacci number. The Georgia Guidestones are on the 34th parallel in Georgia. They were established the same time CNN was. The tweet below about it waking up is also at 4:34 that they got their response on June 13th. Going back in time, Truth Seeker, I just want to show you how much 33 was on this thing. The person who was in control of the probe that supposedly crashed it, and the reason it wasn't responding and working until apparently just this weekend, his name was Stephen Ulamek. Stephen, another 33 word. With Ulamek, it sums to 52. Like the word hello that we got in the story. Like the word Pope. Philae, Philadelphia, where the Pope's going. Also, Truth Seeker, just going back in time, I covered this in my video back on November 12th. The Philae probe came from the Rosetta spacecraft. Philae probe sums to 62 Pythagorean. The Rosetta spacecraft departed March 2nd, 2004. That's the 62nd day of the year because it's a leap year. Typically, the 62nd day of the year is March 3rd, 3-3. And think about how Scottish Rite Freemasons have a highest degree of 33, and the word Mason equals 62. It's because the Masons built our calendar. They built the world we're living in. We live in their sandbox. I say that all the time. I can't say it enough. Masons want to be reflections of God. It should be noted that Mason in Pythagorean gematria sums to 17, just like God, and with the S exception, 26, also like God. So Mason, God, they got the numbers. The comet was 67P. Again, the date that of the numerology that the Pope's visiting, September 23rd, 2015. That's the 266th day of the year. He's the 266th Pope. 9 plus 23 is 32, plus 20 is 52, plus 15 more, 67. This is comet 67P that Philae is on. Also reminds of the disappearing plane from, was that 2013? I've lost track of time. Or was it 2014? It might have actually been 2014. March 7th. It disappeared in the United States on March 7th, local time, March 8th. It disappeared on the 67th day of the year, local time. But that 37, MH370. At the time, a lot of hinting was that something bad was coming to the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest. I documented how the numbers on this incident synced up with the gematria of cities on the West Coast. Also, Truth Seeker, on the date of the Philae probe landing incident, we got the death of Carol Ann Susie at the age of 62. Remember, Mason equals 62. The probe departed on the 62nd day of the year. She's an actress on The Big Bang Theory, the show. Look at the gematria of Big Bang and Big Bang Theory in simple English. This is Pythagorean. Remember, in science, the explanation of how the world was created was the Big Bang. In the Bible, it's Genesis, which also has a gematria of 33. I've done a video on the Masonic editing of science and religion. But just think about that. Big Bang Theory. It's a story about on the same day as a story of a probe landing on a comet. It's just too much, you know? We've been getting these movies, Deep Impact, which is all coded with the same numbers, foreshadowing the Obama presidency, the current president. I have a video on that. Please check out my Deep Impact video. Some mind-blowing stuff. Carol Ann Susie, which I spelled her letters backwards, but it still sums to 47 either way. Another significant number. Right now we have the Golden State Warriors in the championship, who were originally the Philadelphia Warriors. Another Philly connection. They won the championship, the Philadelphia Warriors, in 47. Right now the Golden State Warriors are playing the team from Ohio, the only state with 47 gematria. Just all a bit much, isn't it, Truth Seeker? Dies the same day that a probe lands on a comet. I mean, the people who make our media are just laughing at us hysterically, and I hate it. I hate it. The full name of the comet, Truth Seeker. Notice the first part of the word before the hyphen sums to 47, like Carol Ann Susie. And the second part sums to 63, and with the S exception, 72, forming that number combination of 110 and 119, both significant numbers. Let me tell you how they even connect. On September 11th, it was the World Trade Centers of 110 stories that fell. Think about that, the 11th day of the 9th month. The word Star of David sums to 119. On that date, September 11th, journalists, cameramen were over from Israel who went back to Israel after the fact and reported that they were in the United States on September 11th to document the attacks, meaning they had foreknowledge. People from Israel knew and were prepared to record the attacks. You know, how is that not a bigger news story? How is that not a major giveaway? How are we not at war with Israel for hiding the fact? You know what I mean? But I'm being sarcastic, Truth Seeker. Of course, I know why we're not at war. Israel and the United States are one and the same. But also, Truth Seeker, with regards to that number 110, here's another one. Before September 11th and Osama bin Laden, the biggest boogeyman in this country was a dead boogeyman. He was Adolf Hitler, the most evil man ever. Right? As we're taught. Adolf Hitler was born April 20th, the 110th day of the year. He became the president of Germany. The word president equals 110, and so does the name Adolf Hitler. Born on the 110th day, his name equals 110, president equals 110. It's because he's part of this hoax, Truth Seeker. This nation, this world has been run by hoax for a very long time. All the nations of this world, the major governments, are one and the same. The divisions are false. They're meant to manipulate the people that live under those governments. That's what sheep don't get. Government is not here to help people. It's here to control people. It's here to maintain an order. An order that's not beneficial for most. But anyway, the numbers on this comet are concerning. Everything about this story is concerning. And it makes you wonder what they got planned for us. They've been giving us all sorts of hints. Here's this movie Deep Impact from the year 98, like what the word Lupercalia equals, like what we talked about in the beginning, how Philae was 93 days from Lupercalia. This movie's all full of 44. The director is Mimi Leader, someone with a 4444 name. The comet in the movie that's going to destroy Earth is Biedermann Comet, 44 gematria. The president is named Tom Beck, played by Morgan Freeman, a black president in the movie. His name breaks down to 3 and 3. There's just so much Truth Seeker. The movie released on a date with 33 numerology. And check this out right here, Truth Seeker. Morgan Freeman. Where's he at? Here he is. Morgan Freeman. Look at the life numbers on this guy. First of all, his name sums to 67, a number connected to this comet as well. He's born June 1st, 37, a date with 44 numerology, like Obama being the 44th president, like him being in this movie Deep Impact with all this 44 coded all over it. It's all really concerning, Truth Seeker. The name Barack Hussein Obama with the S exceptions also sums to 82, like the movie title Armageddon, which also came out in 98, just a few weeks separated from Deep Impact. 98 was 17 years ago, like the word Mason in Pythagorean gematria. And again, it's the Masons who are plotting all this out and waging these organized hoaxes against us, from news to movies to sports. Some sick stuff, Truth Seeker. So anyway, that's my update on the Philae probe waking up. All eyes on September 23rd, Truth Seeker. Until next time. Truth Seeker. I think in this post I've been a little hasteful and maybe not as clear as I am in other posts. If that's true, I apologize. I just want to make one last point about Deep Impact, what's going on right now, and Lupercalia. Lupercalia in Pythagorean gematria sums to 44. In simple English, it sums to 98. Lupercalia is on February 13th, the 44th day of the year. And of course, the number 44 is the kill number. In simple English gematria, the phrase angel of death also sums to 98. So, these numbers are really concerning. The fact that they're coding these numbers on so many events, tragedies, comet landers, it's all very suspicious, and we really need to have our guard up. So I just want to make sure this 4498 is clearly explained and how it all connects to what's going on. So, all right, until next time, Truth Seeker.